Hello everyone, how are you all doing? My name is Mumbo Jumbo and we are back on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 45 and you should be excited for this episode, okay? You should be excited. Now I know a lot of you, generally speaking, are excited for my Hermitcraft videos, which is lovely. But this one we have got a bunch of really cool plans and I'm excited for it. So there we go. You should just be get ready, get your popcorn, sit down in your chair, get nice and snug and be comfortable because this one's going to be a good one. I don't know where you're watching this. For all I know, you're probably watching it on the toilet. That is where I watch most of my YouTube videos, so there we go. There's a little fact. You didn't need to know that at all, but I'm just going to leave it in there. Who cares? Now, in this video, we're going to be doing a bunch of cool stuff, as I just mentioned, but before we begin, I want to have a very quick chat to you. I want to have a very quick talk to you about YouTube of all things, because recently it has been better than ever. I was taking a look through my statistics the other day, and I know I always say don't concentrate on the numbers. Well, I've got an exception to that rule. Don't concentrate on the numbers unless they are flipping awesome, which mine are, okay? Compared to November, in December, my average subscribers went up by 20% and my average views went up by 26%. How incredible is that? But here comes the most interesting thing. Total view time in December. So the length of time my videos were watched was 23 years. I don't know why, that completely blew my mind, but here comes an even more mind-blowing fact. Yesterday, which was Saturday the 4th of January, my videos were watched for 1 year and 40 days. I don't know why, that sort of like tripped a switch in my mind that just completely frazzled it. Completely frazzled it, and I don't know, I just find that absolutely amazing. But we're not going to be talking about all of that throughout the whole duration of this video, don't worry. The first thing that we're actually going to be doing is heading over to a fellow hermit's base, Zombie Cleo's, because I have received news that she is building something really awesome, and I want to take a closer look at it. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but around about 2 months ago, I was doing a Hermitcraft world tour, in which I went to pretty much all of the hermit's bases and looked around, saw what they were going up to, and, you know, the standard stuff. Showcased their houses and all that good stuff, and we went to Zombie Cleo's base, and she had a giant hole underneath her base, and already I was pretty taken aback, because this is a very big hole. You could fit like a train, a plane, and, well, a giant monster underneath. Yeah. Zombie Cleo has built a giant monster and it has a tentacle. I don't know if she's going to be adding more tentacles, but already this is very impressive. I really do like this. Now I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. I think it's something along the lines of Cthulhu or Cthulhu. Don't hold me to that, but yes, it is. It's a very impressive monster. Now, I would say that we'd head down there, but you'll see what I mean when I say you can't really see anything, and that is due to void fog. I mean, you can sort of see the scale of it, because it just goes completely out of view, but like I say, this is incredibly impressive. I am just so taken aback by the size of the projects that some of the hermits are working on. It really is making me look bad, isn't it? I've got my little jungle base, and I've been spending the past, like, 2 or 3 episodes working on it, but I don't have a giant tentacled monster in my base, so already that is just 10 times more impressive. But I just thought you guys might want to see that. I thought it was really cool. But now anyway, back over to my pathetic little monsterless jungle base, and we're going to get on with what I have planned. Now, the first thing that we're going to be doing in this episode, and it wasn't exactly planned, is we're going to be fixing the hole that I've got in my item collection system. I honestly have no idea how that managed to get there, but it would appear that a creeper has managed to blow up on the item collection area and has taken out a bunch of hoppers, and it means that a ton of iron golems have flown through into my base as well, which is just a bit of a bummer, and I still cannot quite understand how that has occurred, because creepers don't just explode, they don't just spontaneously combust. There has to be a reason for it, and as far as I know, no one has actually gone up there, because it's quite hard to get up there. I mean, you can't really ender pearl, as that always seems to go wrong, as you can see. So yeah, it's just a bit odd. But anyway, I'm going to fix that up, and then I'll catch you guys in a bit. And there we go, the hole has been filled, it is all working fine and dandy, everyone is happy. One thing that I am surprised by though, is the size of the hole. That was quite impressive for a creeper explosion. I think it was about 10 hoppers and 6 fence posts, which is amazing. Like, I never remember a time in which creepers could do that sort of damage, especially on a block like a hopper. I could understand if that thing was made of dirt, but no, it's made of hoppers. They're quite rigid. They're mostly made of iron, so that's why I was quite surprised. But hey-ho, as long as it's just a one-off, I won't be too fussed. But anyway, that is not what we're going to be doing in today's episode. We're not just going to be fixing holes for the whole day. Nope, we are going to be working on this area here. Now, I got a ton of suggestions of what to build here, and loads of them were good, but the unanimous one, the one that got the most number of votes, was to make a wheat farm. So I thought I would do a wheat farm on the bottom, and then I would do a carrot and a potato one, and then we could have all the different food groups just inside my base. I think that's quite a nice idea, so I'm going to work on sprucing this place up a bit, because it looks a little bit ugly, and then we'll see what it looks like once it's done. Already, I can feel that this little project is going to get me just a little bit riled up because, well, first off, okay, I'm going to explain this before any of you get confused. It has been a day since the last cut, and that is because my internet just decided to have a bit of a spasm, and yeah, there was no chance that I was going to get back on Hermitcraft that night. It just completely broke down. I have no idea what happened, but also you may have noticed that for the start of that video, I was sounding pretty rough. And that is because I am ill. Yes, I am. I'm not feeling too good. I've got a bit of a sore throat, but I really am trying quite hard to record for you this week because I do want to get this Hermitcraft done. I do enjoy recording Hermitcraft, but it is quite tough on the vocal cords. But like I say, you know, this project, it is starting to stress me out, and I don't really know what to do with it because we have got these shelves. Okay, it turns out that I'm not quite done with my illness. I had to stop recording there because otherwise I would have just coughed and coughed all over the microphone and it would have sounded awful. But like I say, okay, I have got a problem here because I don't know what to do with the shelves. We have got this area down here and this is where the wheat is going to go, and that should be fine. My original idea was that I would put, not melons, carrots and potatoes up on either one of these shelves, but then I've hit a bit of a brick wall. And that is because, first off, you would be able to see the dirt on the underside here, and although that's not really a big deal, it does sort of affect it. I don't like the thought of being able to see the bottom of the dirt there. And another thing is that I don't really have a solution to the water problem. And that is a big problem. Because if you think about it, the water would be visible here. And I don't know if that will work. I don't think that would work at all, because then, you know, we'd have to have signs across here, or we'd have to have some form of crazy ass water system up there. I just don't feel like it would work very smoothly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place all of the wheat in here first, and then I'm going to try and come up with a solution to this. What I was originally thinking was put a bunch of chests up there, but I really don't know. I do not know yet. I will come up with a solution in the next couple of seconds, I am sure. And there we go, it is all done, the wheat farm is in place, and yes, it looks like a wheat farm. Now, as far as the top shelf is concerned, I had a really cool idea. What I was going to do is I was going to place item frames in all of these spaces, and then put an item in that item frame that has been renamed to the name of a donator. I thought this would be really good, but I tried it out, and it turns out from this angle, you can't really look at an item frame, you tend to look at the block beneath it, and that means that the actual donator's name doesn't really come up, which sort of ruins the whole effect, which is a real big shame because I thought that would have worked really nicely. However, we do end up with a decent looking room anyway. I think this room looks pretty good, and I'll probably leave it like this for another few episodes. If something else really awesome comes to mind, then I will get to work on constructing it in here. But anyway, I think we are done with this project. Now we are going to move on to what I have planned next. Sneaky Iron Golem has only gone and locked me inside my own sugarcane farm. The reason that I didn't add pressure plates on this side is because I was like, well, nothing's ever going to activate it from that side while I'm in here. Turns out I'm an idiot, and now I'm stuck in here forever. What I want to do next is really simple. It shouldn't take too long, but it is something that needs to be done. I have left the beacons over there, and I don't want them to be over there. Obviously, I got the 2 beacons because I wanted them in my base, and they are well and truly outside of the base. I'm not reaping any of the benefits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them over into my base, and I think I mentioned this in an earlier episode, but what I want to do is I want to have like the beacon, laser beam, whatever it's called, the skylight, coming through this trunk. So you can see we've got these 2 trunks here, and they are going to have the beams flying out from each one, so when you come through from the nether, you go, whoa, there are lasers everywhere, and it just looks really nice. So that is what I plan on doing. Like I say, it shouldn't take too long, so I'll get straight to it. Now, beacon number 1 is in place, and I've got myself speed 2, so I'm flying about the base. Whoa, I'm breaking the sound barrier over here. But yes, it does look pretty good. It will look even cooler once I get that second beacon in, but what I hadn't really accounted for is how awkwardly shaped these things are. Like this one, it went alright, because it's a bit more of a chubby log. It's a chubby log, so you can't really see any of the beacon. With this one, I've got a little bit more trouble, so I've had to alter the log a little bit. But now we shouldn't be able to see the beacon inside it, and it should look fine. So I'm going to get to work on placing this one down, and then I will be back in a couple of seconds. Then there were 2. Yes, I've got both beacons in place. I've got speed and jump boost too, and this is far too much fun. I run around and bounce around in Hermitcraft enough in my videos. Now it's going to be taken to the 5th degree. I'm just going to be bouncing everywhere. I can't get enough of this, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep the jump boost just because it's not really needed. There's no sort of times in which I have to go bloop, bloop. It's just not required, whereas haste might be something a little bit better. It might be more useful, especially because I've got my tree farm. I don't know if haste affects ability to break down wood. It probably does. I don't see why it wouldn't, but if it does, then that might be a good idea. However, the tree farm might be just out of range, come to think about it. Yeah, it looks like it is. No, it's not. It's fine. So we should be good there. So maybe in the future, that beacon might be turned into a haste beacon just to make things a little bit better over the tree farm. But anyway, we're not going to be talking about beacons for the whole of this episode. No, no, no. We are going to be cracking on with something else. Yes, it is jam-packed this episode, but I do want to get a little bit more done. So what am I thinking then? What have I got planned? Well, recently, of course, we did this corridor. That was at the start of this episode. If you didn't know that, then you have somehow managed to skip that whole part. But if we just head through into my sugarcane farm area, take a look at that. Let's see how much sugarcane we've got. Wow, yeah, we've actually got quite a bit nowadays, so that's quite good. But what I want to do is I want to get myself a brewing station. I'm getting pretty sick and tired of being completely without any form of potions and having to rely on others to get potions. And it will also give me a good opportunity to learn some of the potion brewing recipes, because it's not something that I've really looked into that often, okay? I don't like looking into things in Minecraft. I like finding them out for myself, and I haven't really ever had the time to just sit down and do a bunch of potion brewing to see what I get. So this could be quite interesting. I'm just going to be experimenting and things like that. I will probably end up looking up on the wiki for a couple of the more basic potions, but other than that, it's just going to be throwing things in a brewing stand and seeing what happens. But like I say, I want to get myself set up with a brewing setup, and I think the best place for it would be here, because currently these chests are just here for the sake of being chests. They don't actually do anything, much like many of the chests in my base, but these ones especially. They were meant to be connected up to my sugarcane farm, but then I realised that really, I don't need that many chests. So I'm going to take all of these out, and I'm going to replace it with a brewing area. It should look quite nice, and I will try and find a good design on YouTube, because I, once again, do not have one on my channel that still works, which is a bit of a bummer. So I'll see what I can find, and then I'll be right back with you. I have managed to find a design that I really like, and of course it is by Azumavoid. Who else? So yes, it is his automatic brewer, and his original design includes a dispenser in which you walk over a pressure plate and then the potion will be splashed out to you so you can get it instantly. Now, I'm not going to be doing that because I'm going for bulk storage of potions, but that is quite a nice idea. So instead of the dispenser, we are going to be running all of this into a chest, and according to Azuma, that should work fine. So these are the rough dimensions. I seem to be punching them out, and it should look pretty good in the area that I've got planned. I'll do a nice little bit of decorating, so yeah, I think this could look good. But as always, I will put a link to Azumavoid's tutorial in the description so that you can check that out for yourselves and see how I have built this in the Hermitcraft world. But anyway, now we are going to hop back into Hermitcraft and I will start building. I am just on my way back over to the base after picking up the items required to make a brewing stand, as I had no idea they required blaze rods. I used to have loads of those, but ever since we stopped using the blaze farm, obviously my supply has been depleting, and now I am fully out. But that is not the reason I want to talk to you. I want to have a chat to you about a few bits and bobs. Most of them are computer related. Ah, my stinking computer. Yeah, I've got quite a good computer, okay? I am very happy with my computer, but recently it has been giving me grief, okay? First things first. It keeps blue screening. That's a big deal. Like, blue screening in a computer is a huge deal because it means that something is fatally wrong. Like, something has gone seriously wrong. You want to sort that out. So that's a problem. And I took my whole computer apart and I took all of the dust out of it to make sure it wasn't like an overheating problem. And I did all of that. That took about 5 hours and it still blue screens. So that's a bit of a bummer. And also the other day, my main solid state drive failed. It just completely, I don't know what happened to it. But just everything, yeah, it just stopped working. So my computer basically broke down. So I bought a new solid state drive and I bought a 480GB solid state drive for £200, which is incredible. Like, what a deal. I remember when I think my 120GB solid state drive cost that much, and it's got exactly the same transfer speeds and everything. It's brilliant. It's made by Crucial, and they even have a terabyte one up for sale for 300 quid on Amazon. Like, that completely blew me away, because I remember terabyte SSDs were like fantasy stuff. That was sci-fi stuff, because that is a mad amount of storage to be in a solid state drive. So yeah, that really did surprise me on how cheap they are these days. But yeah, so that is going into my computer tonight, and I am excited to do it because it means that I'm going to be getting fresh componentry into my computer. But anyway, I believe our brewing stand is now somewhat complete. Obviously, it doesn't have any of the ingredients in it just yet, but I think the mechanism itself is done. In fact, no, it's not. It's not quite done. I still need to add 53 items into this back hopper here. This is part of the timing circuit, so I'll quickly go and do that. But as far as it goes, that didn't really take that long to build. That took about 25 minutes, so that really is quite a good little powerful potion brewing stand there. Quite easy to construct, and I'm sure it will produce tons and tons of potions for me to use. As you saw in that little chat, I have now finished the brewing stand, and just as a heads up, it's not going to keep looking like this. I'm going to decorate the area around it. I think I'm going to use the old stone half slabs, and then I will place some chests along here. Yes, I am going to be replacing the chests, and that is so that I can just back up any potions that I get, because if we can get tons of chests of potions, we will become like the main indestructible dude on the server, and that will be the bee's knees. But what we need to do is, obviously, I don't have any ingredients inside my brewing stand, and a brewing stand without ingredients is fairly pointless. So I'm going to head off into the distance and go out in search of all these items. I think I'm going to go for speed potions. So obviously I've got the sugarcane here, but what I really need is I need redstone and I need nether wart. So I'm going to head out, find some of that, and then I will be back with you. So there we go, all of the items are in place and our brewing stand is actually brewing things. We do look at that, it is currently awkward potion and it is going to become speed potion, and then I have some redstone up here that is going to prolong the effect. Now we'll all run into there and then it will run into the chest and keep producing potions. It's just going to run on and on and on until this chest fills up, which is absolutely awesome. That means that we should end up with a ton of potions, and yeah, it means that I'm going to be able to fly about. Like, even though I can fly about in my base because I've got this speed 2 beacon, once I leave my base, I'll still be like, you know what, I'm going to drink myself a speed potion, and I'm going to fly around still. It is just as good, so I'm very happy with this, and this is something that I've needed in my base for a very long time now. But there we go, you can see, something's happened. Oh my god, what has happened? Oh, I've broken, I've broken something already. Okay, I'm going to fix this real quick. Oh, how embarrassing. What an idiot. Now, I apologise if I sound just a little bit knackered at the end of this video here. I've literally just woken up and I remembered that I need to record the last part of the Hermitcraft video. I can't leave it undone because then that would just be silly. So I have to do this. So here we go. This is very tired mumbo. But anyway, I have finished the potion brewer. And it's working well. Look, it is just flowing into this chest. We've already got ourselves 18 swiftness potions, so that's more than I'll ever need, really. But it's always good to have a backup supply. And the reason that it wasn't working was, of course, because I did something wrong. It's always the way when you follow a tutorial that you're going to miss something fairly essential. You know, it's just how it works. So it's always good to, if it's not working, just go back through the tutorial, watch it back, and see what you might have missed. And of course, I did miss something essential. That is why it's always so annoying going down to the comment section of a tutorial video, because there's tons of people that just go, oh, it doesn't work, it's broken, and then like 10 minutes later they're like, oh no, I just got the repeater ticks wrong. It's just infuriating, so don't do that. But anyway, as you can see, I have now put all of the chests in as well, and these are gradually going to be filled up with potions. I reckon I'm going to have like different sections of chests for different types of potion. I think that'll be quite cool. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for this week. I have had a blast on this video. It was really fun to record, and I'm quite happy with what we managed to do. So if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.